Good morning, everybody. I hope your weekend has started well. Um, I was planning on not really doing anything this morning. I've already uploaded one video, the Alad 5 assassination on Jupiter in Warframe, but I kind of got a bit bored, and so I thought I'd run a bit of Sky, show you some of my favorite places, maybe help some people out, which is not something I get a lot of time to do, unfortunately, in the game. And who knows, maybe I'll even read some poetry. Or maybe not, we'll see. Depends on if anybody's listening, really. So, I suppose the first thing I'm going to do, yep, I can hear the game, is this is a rather nice. This isn't here all the time. This is just here for the current season. What's it called? Season of Blooms. Do you know what? I can't remember. I just literally typed it in at one point. And who knows? I might do some dailies if I can be bothered. Yeah. This is an easy one. All right, I did that. One of my favorite places, and a place I don't really get to visit as often as I'd like, is where I'm headed now, which is called the Crescent Oasis. I think I mentioned this last week. I know I went there last week because I was doing a wing run, which means you pretty much go everywhere. This was the first season. This location was the first season, first complete season. I encountered in the game, Season of the Nine-Colored Deer. It remains one of my favorite seasons. I believe it's actually based on folklore from the Indian subcontinent. It's one of their story-driven seasons, not like the current one, which is frankly a bit of a cop-out. Season of Nightmender. My apologies. It's not much of a season, to be honest. It's got some nice cosmetics, but yeah, it's not a fantastic season. But as I've said before, this reminds me of the Painted Desert or parts of Arizona. So it's a very evocative place for me. And the music's nice. Oh, there's a moth that's arrived here. Are they even here? I don't think that's I think they're glitched because they should be refreshing their light and it's not happening. There used to be a glitch that was fixed around the time I think I started playing. You could go through here and pick up quite a bit of light, but they fixed that. And this is the sort of village area, palace region that was central to the season of the nine-coloured deer. I can't help but think that it was inspired by cliff dwellers like the Anasazi. Even though there's not actually that much here, to be honest. It's not often used, I don't think, because there aren't a lot of candles to be collected here, so... I haven't actually done a good wander around here in some considerable time. It's one of those underutilized locations, but you can rerun the quests of the Season of the Nine-Coloured Deer, which shows it off a lot more. Well, there's the odd spirit here, but unless you're doing a spirit run, again, I don't think this ever gets much called for. Like I say, it's a bit of a shame. I like this place. On the other hand, if everybody visited it, I probably wouldn't like it as much. I do like the solitude of the place. This has got one of the most satisfying end quests that that game company have put together. Oh my goodness, I am surprised. But this is pretty much all the light. If you're doing a candle run, you can see there's not much point in coming here, to be honest, which is a shame, but... like I say, this is central to the story. And for that story, you're going to have to play it. Not going to give any spoilers out. And actually, my primary purpose for catching the light is to recharge my wings here. I wonder what this person's up to. They're a relatively new player. They've learned the etiquette, which is nice. Actually, they haven't even done their first complete wing run. I must admit, I'm not quite sure why a palace would necessarily have a place like this buried underneath it. You can actually get to the outside up there. But, again, there's precious little reason to come down here most of the time. Oh, they want to be friends. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's Let's take them to find some wings. There's a good chance they haven't actually found the wings here. And there's 3 of them, so I'll go take them find that. I'm going to assume they've picked up the light here. Oh, I missed one. But there is in fact a wing right atop the temple. No, temple, palace. So we'll fly them up there. I should be able to get up there. In fact, they're right on top of it. There's a sort of a policy. You take someone to the wing, you honk at them, and then they honk back to indicate that they've got it. And then the other one is, as I said last time, through the gap in the clouds over here. Of course, if they've been using an online guide, they may have them already. But if they've been using an online guide, I would kind of expect them to have more. Oh no, they're not completely new. What if they've got that? That is from... Oh, grief. I want to say last season. I wish I could show them the 9-coloured deer, but I don't have the cape for that. Oh, let's see what they wish to say. They may not want to have anything to do with me. They know I'm live streaming. Oh, they got the wrong idea. Yeah, they've definitely been around. They've got the table and what have you. So they are more or less masquerading as a moth. They've probably got better outfits than that. If they hadn't banished their table, I would have explained that I'm just doing sightseeing, general wandering around. The problem with this place is there's no way out except to go home. So I'm trying to think if there's anywhere where I can actually sit them down and ask them if they need anything and explain what I'm doing. But if they've been here, they probably know. Yeah, they've got it already. I suspect. Trying to remember if there is actually a bench here. Yeah, so I don't exactly know what they want, if anything. Yeah, well, that's the part of the quest line, that is. It's a little difficult to know what to do when they just said, here, do you want to be my friend? And then I think I misjudged. They got the headpiece. They got the torch. Ah, I think maybe... I don't think we can sit here, can we? No, we can't. No, they wouldn't allow us to do that. Free sit. I don't know what they want, if anything. It's impossible they're doing. It's entirely possible they're doing something like a spirit run. Do you need this? Nope. Apparently not. And they've already been in the other area. So, yeah. Problem is I can't take them out. So I'm probably going to have to appear to be quite rude and just leave. But oh, I know. They probably won't know this little trick, but it's entirely possible they do. I hope they don't misconstrue it. Yeah, I don't know how many people actually know that this little tunnel is here, because there's not a heck of a lot of reason to go down. But yeah, that's the problem. If you put the table out, I could actually ask them what they were after and see whether they need help. But yeah, the problem is, yeah, you can't just chat. I would have to spend quite a bit of... Oh, that's odd. That was a wing that somebody lost. Is there somebody down here? That's a first. That was literally a wing, which implies somebody lost it somewhere. Just sort of dashing off into the distance. Hello, Jackalope Crossing. How are you doing? I'm just sort of sightseeing, and I ran across this person, and they wanted to be friends. But I don't know what they want, if anything. They're dressed like a moth, but they're not entirely a moth. Yeah, obviously I do. I think this particular account has nearly 1,000 hours in it. I've been playing it for about 2 years. How are they managing? That is slightly odd. They are managing to... Oh, they got spells. They got spells. Okay, I was thinking that was a little odd. This is what I call the Alice in Wonderland area. I don't normally come here because I don't have the spell. Well, I might have the spell actually, but it's actually the cafe, except we are very, very small. And most people who play Sky probably know that. I'm just saying it for the purpose of anybody who comes along and isn't familiar with this, because they might have missed the season. Wasn't what I was intending doing, but yeah, I can't remember what this was from. It wasn't from a season per se. It was sort of one of the days of, I think. You could get an Alice in Wonderland type outfit. So they got the Hatter's Tea Party here. Oh yes, I remember that. Obviously I do. That was an interesting little season. And there's Alice. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry that I think they sometimes must be running out of things. But each season, I suppose, has this current season's a bit of a rip-off, I think. It's just the same thing every single time, and it's glitched. Yeah, migration wasn't too bad, but you couldn't complete it as a wingless, which was irritating. We don't need to clear up all that. And here's the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I'm not sure if I can chat while you're sitting here. There's all kinds of things they could do. Let's see if we can actually chat. I can't remember. Let's see whether they can actually see what I'm saying. The Moomin season was interesting. Oh. Well, they did do that with the cartoons in game, didn't they? Do you know, I never bothered to watch the cartoons. um, I actually had trouble with the cartoons because I'm running on Linux, and so therefore I depend on compatibility. That took a lot of work to actually get those working, but they do work now. Yeah, I ought to go and look at them. One of the problems, I say problems, as a streamer, I can't actually show them. They don't want people to actually show the cartoon, the animated cartoons on stream. So was sort of yes, it is, but I can't show it. And this is one way of picking up subscribers. Yeah, I think by the time I got all that fixed, it was a little frustrating, so I couldn't be bothered. Oh, that's nice of them. That's not likely. But yeah, the city is worth going to. In fact, I'm going to go to the city after this because that's actually quite nicely done. They did a good job with that, and it's worth. I'm off to the city. I don't go there often enough. But yeah. Oh, I don't want that. That's a spell they dumped on me. So yeah, like I said, the whole idea behind this stream was, you know, a bit bored. Might as well do something. So I thought I'd do a bit of sightseeing, help a few people out if I can. Do some of the things I don't normally have time for. Probably provide some commentary along the way. Who knows, I might read some poetry. So this was very well done. I thought. They did a rather good job of making it look alive. I do like the way they've done some of these things. For example, you know, the kids there looked at me. Oh, a trepidation of krill. Yeah, that works. Well, me and a friend tend to call them spiky puppies. I'd take you in here, but I don't have the cloak. I do have an account that does, but this particular account does not. It's actually quite nice in there. If you are, if they haven't broken it, it is actually possible, or it used to be possible, to climb the mountain. You can go, if you put enough time and effort, you can go all the way to the top. It takes a while. No, they did a good job of this. This actually reminds me of the market in Cetus, in Warframe. To be honest, this yeah, that little they put a lot of detail into this. You know, they pay attention to you. They make little gestures and this sort of thing. It's not something that everybody does. Ooh, I don't know what this is about. I'm not playing shell games. No thanks. Am I? Oh, alright. Yeah, why not? I didn't even know this game was here. Oh, well, it's useful light. Oh, was it? One day I'll have to go and watch it when I've got 20 minutes or so. Like I say, I can't show it on live stream. I know the question is always, can you actually get out this way? And the answer is no, you can't. At least not in any conventional fashion. Yep. But if anybody ever wants an idea about how you sort of should put a city together, this is actually a pretty good representative, I think. Not all games manage to do that. There's some where basically the characters you interact with are basically statues and utterly ignore you. But yeah, this is a nice example of game development, to be honest. Yeah, I haven't played it. I mean, I don't have the time to play everything that I might like to. Can we still talk to you? Oh, no, I don't need the whatever that is. Oh. Yeah, I've already got it. Yeah. Like I say, Warframe's done it very well in Earth and Venus. They do give the feeling of a living place. Right. Let us move on somewhere else. I know, let's go and... I say as if I wasn't planning it somewhat. I can't remember if I can get back this way. Oh no, that's just that. Alright. Easiest way to go back, just go to the portal system. So far now we've visited two places, one of which is my favorite, and the city which I think is a nice example of game design. Yeah, I can't be bothered to do the dailies. So, let's go see if we can find anybody in trouble. And don't tell me we've glitched. We have. Game just glitched on me. You're kidding me. Yep. Yeah, it's glitched. I can't even hit escape. You're kidding me. This is sometimes a problem. There are areas of the game where obviously it can glitch. That's the first time I've had it happen precisely there. So we'll abort the game. Try again. Had this happened last week, I did an Eden run and the game glitched on the first part of the whole resurrection procedure. You know, where you float down into the black room and then you go and hug your spiritual self, so to speak. Please don't tell me we've got a... Alright, let's try that again. Here we go. Didn't glitch this time. Now, Jackalope Crossing will already know this, but for those who come along later and don't know this, this is the first area of the game that you encounter as a new player, which is dangerous to you. You can lose swings here, which makes it, if you want to help out, not a bad place to come. And in the days when I wasn't streaming, I would come to do that. Yeah, so this is the point at which, as a new player, and I still remember the first time, you know, you come down here and you suddenly start realizing, oops. You know, you've only got a few wings, and the rain is washing your light away. So this is the first time that new players actually realize the game isn't completely harmless. And a lot of early players don't realize that necessarily, which I suspect can be off-putting to some of them. Because up to this point, they haven't encountered anything particularly problematic. And then they hit here, and they start losing light. And here's the slight problem. For me, it's yeah, but that's you can't get to Sanctuary immediately, I don't think, can you? I can't remember the precise order of events you have to do to get there. So yeah, and of course the thing is, you've got at this point there's only how many wings could you have maximum? Oh, I don't know, 15. I mean, I typically see new players here who have the first 2 stars on their cloaks, maybe 3. And it's very, very easy to, especially if you're flying, to misjudge where you're going and get in trouble. It's quite easy to do that. But this place always, for some reason, it reminds me of that poem by Robert Frost. It's not entirely applicable, but I associate it with this place. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harnessed bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. I think it's appropriate for this place. And I am now starting to get myself back in candle mode, which I shouldn't be doing because that's not my intention for being here. So this place isn't too bad for a new player, in case anybody's wondering. There's plenty of cover. You can dash from pillar to post readily enough. You got tunnels and what have you. But the place, you do encounter people in trouble here. These two are okay. But yeah, you have crabs in here which can hit you. Hello, crabs. So you got the crabs there. That can be disconcerting. You've got the rain. But this particular, the forest brook, isn't too bad. The real problem comes when they get through to the next section. And I can't resist. I seem to be sort of automatically programmed to pick up lights. It's this next one that I have seen most new players stumble. So what I tend to do, if I get the time, which I am making time for now, let's make sure all the lights are lit through the tunnel so they can recharge. But it's very easy for a moth, that is a new player, to want to fly, and then they end up in trouble because they flap 2 or 3 times and suddenly they're out of light. So me and a friend too used to come here to just sort of hang out and see who needed help. So, like I say, I tend to light all the lights, raise the bridge. I'm pretty certain a lot of players hit this particular area and then exit the game never to return. Not this one, obviously. So now I'm safe, and I can spend a bit of time, wait around, see if anybody shows up and is obviously in help. No, I didn't start an activity. That's a bit of a bug there. But yeah, not at all uncommon for players to run into trouble here. And the other one that gets them into trouble is, yeah, trying to, even with the jellyfish, trying to fly up to the temple can be a problem. And you can end up stuck out in the middle there, having to wade back through the water to find a light source, even if you don't have the rain turned off. If you're playing as a wingless, this place is no threat at all. You can lose all your light as a wingless, and it doesn't bother you. But yeah, if you can, and I've done it, go through here with only one wing, but you have to be careful. Obviously, it's not a huge problem for me. I broke 200 last year. The one thing I've never been able to do playing a wingless account is get up to the temple solo. I'm told it's technically possible that you can do it without flying, which is sort of true. If you have a cape, you can. But if you don't have a cape, you don't have that sort of floaty quality that a cape gives you. So if you genuinely wingless, yeah, yeah, I cheated there. So I've never managed it. We'll be going to Prairie Peaks at some point, I've no doubt. Oh. They look possibly like they know where they're going. Oh yeah, they do. Yep. They are not a new player. Well, actually, technically, nah, probably not. No, they're not. They've been through at least once. I hate this spirit. Whenever you get rid of the darkness here to get the light, it's very difficult. Well, it's not very difficult. It's quite possible to accidentally set off that spirit, which is irritating. Well, quiet day here then. Oh no, that's the air. I can always come back. So this isn't one of my favorite places. This is not exactly sightseeing, although it was an excuse to read Miles to Go before I sleep. But that's not what it's called. It's actually called stopping by woods on a snowy evening, even though this isn't a snowy evening. But the woods are dark and deep, if not necessarily lovely. No, they know precisely what they're doing, I think. Right, well, I am actually going to take a quick break. Go to the toilet. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Excuse me a second. Hey, Danny. How are you doing? You had some frat boys ask if you want to be in their photo. Oh, grief. 5 candles and all I've done is wander around. I don't like helping people in Eden because for all that the very first time I played Eden, I had a veteran player take me through. The hand-holding thing can that handhold can be broken very easily, and if you lead them accidentally to a position where, for example, they get hit by a rock but you don't, I always feel terrible when that happens. So I don't tend to help people in Eden, but I have done. I've taken them up to Stormlock before now. We might do that, depending on how long I keep going. How's your day going, Danny? How are Peanut and Earl and Lola and the rest of the pussycats? I think we're going to move on to the next place I like. Let me come back here if necessary. Oh, if you just had some random frat boys ask if you want to be in their photo, then I'm assuming you're still at work. So there's 2 really nice places here. One, of course, is Prairie Peaks, which is where we're headed to next. This is a nice spot. It's not looking too fantastic now, but it can look good. When they had thunderstorms and what have you here, it could look absolutely fantastic. I mean, it looks nice enough as it is now, but of course, this is a place where you do come early game, or you can do, to do the quests by that fella over there. And you can get in trouble here. You know, as Jackalope Crossing pointed out, you could technically drown. When they had Days of Nature in here, that was always rather nice. mainly because one of the krill lives in the water. And of course, if you're doing a wing run, you've got to go up to the top there. That's always interesting. This has got the probably two most difficult wings to get, actually. The one up there and the one in the cave over that way. But the main reason for coming here these days, apart from just looking at the place, is to pick up coloured butterflies. Yeah, you can always tell when moths are doing the Moments Guide missions because they got a camera on their backs. I'm assuming the water puppy isn't here. I think certain parts of the community name him Sid. Don't ask me why Sid. Oh, that's interesting. Did they change the... Oh, no. I was going to say, did they change the game mechanics? They've made it harder to drown because there are bubbles rising. I suppose technically I could probably drown if I go up here, but I'd have to really try. Nope, no drowning here either. But they still got that mechanic where you can fly around the place as a butterfly. Yeah, Sid's normal resting place when they've activated him is around here. Ah, yes, you can drown here. If you really, really try hard, you could drown here. No, they don't have Sid as... The funny thing is, it's actually kind of fun to say hello to Sid when he's here, even if he does grab you and give you a good shake. Yeah, it tends to look better when they were running Days of Nature here and you could actually have thunderstorms. I remember I took a new player here, oh grief, some considerable time ago, and we happened to come through the entrance there, and I don't know how old the player was. Probably quite young, because they were scared of the thunder and lightning. Even though I assured them, nope, it can't hurt you. Have they still got the butterfly mechanic? Oh, it's not butterfly, it's jellyfish. You can be a jellyfish. Oh, the butterfly one is in the, I can't remember what it's called, the Moomin Valley, isn't it? This is jellyfish. Why jellyfish, I don't know, but I am actually now curious. I've never tried this. I don't assume. I could probably get up there. Let's see. One of the. Oh no, there's somebody else here. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, because one of the harder wings to get, I think it's right there, isn't it? Yeah, and that person clearly has the same thought, I think. Or maybe not. Yeah. I don't know if you can pick up a wing from here like this, but I'll have to try it next time. Suppose it would be entirely too helpful if you could actually pick up that wing as a jellyfish. Um, Anybody know if you can? It's not something I've tried, so I couldn't say. But do you know what? I can't figure out how to exit this mode. I think the only way I can get out is to. Oops, bashing into the ceiling entirely too much. I'm assuming I can actually get back into normal mode over there. I will try it. I haven't played with this mechanic since it was introduced, so let's see if we can actually. Yeah, we can. So yeah, this is Prairie Peaks. I think a lot of people come here for the light. Sorry, not for the light, for the yeah, the major reason to come here as part of a sort of a daily activity is to pick up coloured butterflies. That's about it. Which used to be a very, very irritating process when they hadn't quite got the mechanics sorted out. For some reason, they made it very hard to clear up the to collect the dyes. Utterly ruined the help me mechanic. That's where you basically give a big call. Yeah, if you do this, that sort of means help me. But then when they decided to make it one of the mechanics for getting the dye packs, not dye packs, yeah, the dyes, everybody was using it. And as a result, I think people basically either complained a lot and said, no, you've ruined the help mechanic in the process. And there are times when that's very, very, very useful. Doing the lighthouse quests, for example. You know, when you need 4 people to do something. Yeah, but I think a lot of people, and I'm speaking for myself as well, unless you're collecting dyes or there's a specific event occurring here, you don't, as part of your daily run, have much reason to come here. Mostly. Which is a bit of a shame. Oh well. Yep. Nice spot. Okay, I'm gonna say it isn't for me. And I do have Twitch on preview. In fact, for me, the preview is working very well. So the problem is going to be that I am streaming at 1440p. And some systems don't handle that very well. And to be honest, there's not much I can do about it. In principle, because I have affiliate status, you're supposed to be able to stream at a different resolution, which would help. But today we don't get that option, unfortunately. They don't always have it. Are you watching on PC or mobile? I do know there are mobile devices that don't like streaming me on Twitch. And again, it's because I stream 1440p widescreen. But right now, I have a YouTube preview running, and I have a Twitch preview running, and I am not experiencing any trouble at all. So it could be your device, or it could be your internet. Or it could be the bitrate. I do have a relatively high bitrate set to be able to get halfway decent quality at this resolution. So this is a nice spot. This is the Sanctuary Islands. Yeah, people come here all the time. But it's a nice place if you just want to fly. Yep, nice view from up here. That takes you to the wind paths. If you don't fly in from the entrance, you can get up by riding a manta. Yeah, this is a very peaceful spot. If you like flying, down by the islands is very good. You can basically stay aloft and just glide. But up here, Slightly different story. This place always reminds me, and I did once record it. I don't know how many of you might have heard the poem High Flight by John Gillespie McGee Jr. Slightly sad story, a very sad story. He wrote this poem, which is considered a classic. Oh, grief, 1939, I think it was. And he died before it could be published, crashed in his Spitfire. So this recitation is for him. Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter's silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split flowers and done 100 things you have not dreamed of, wheeled and soared and swung, high in the sunlight silence hovering there. I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long delirious burning blue, I've topped the wind-swept heights with easy grace, where never lark or even eagle flew. And while with silent lifting mind I've trod the high untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God. I always thought that was very appropriate. Every time I come here, I am reminded of that. And no, I haven't got that memorized. I've literally got it on a notebook over there. So if you like flying and gliding, this is possibly one of the best places to come. And people do come here, of course, quite a bit. You've got the polluted geyser down there, which is not going to be active. I've lost track. I don't bother with the polluted geyser or grandma's table anymore. I think you can pick up as much light just by moving on. Yeah. So I don't bother with those anymore. You also got the turtle event. So for people doing wing runs, not wing runs, for light run, candle runs, this is yeah, a good place to come. Even without those, it's a good place to come because there is quite a bit of light here to pick up. And of course, 8 wings if you're doing a wing run, which I did last weekend, complete with a trip through Eden. I wish they'd have a sit mechanism for that. Alright, let's see if we can't find a manta to take us back to up there. We'll go in through the the wind paths. Thank you, Mr. Manta. Do appreciate the lift. And if I'm really lucky, I might be able to find the aircraft. I haven't tried to go there in a while. Can't remember where it is. I think it's actually up through that hole in the clouds if I can coordinate things. Let's see if I can get up. Yeah, there is supposedly a specific place. I've done it a few times. I haven't done it in a while. There is a place where you can get above the clouds here. And apparently I haven't found the right spot. Yeah, like I say, there's a specific hole in the clouds you can get through. Well, you used to be able to. Maybe they closed it off, but you could then find the airplane they've got. So if it's not that one, maybe it's this one. It's entirely possible I'm hitting the wrong spot, but I thought it was there. Or is it this one? You know what? Tell me they closed it off. It's probably just me being unskilled. Anyway, if you can get above the clouds, there is an airplane you can stand on. It's only a little one. But, yeah, oh well. But this is a rather nice location. And no, I'm not going to be saying that about every place we in the game. There are some areas that you don't sit back, and I don't sit back and say, "Ooh, this is nice." Most of the Golden Wasteland, for example, you don't sit back and say, "Ooh, this is nice." Although the Forgotten Ark is, I won't call it nice exactly, but interesting might be a better way. And I've never been a huge fan of the Valley of Triumph. If you're wingless and you're running quests here, you definitely want someone to come and help you. Because there is at least one quest which would force you to pick up a wing if you're not very careful, because it actually takes you through one of these tunnels. This one, I think. And, oops, not going to happen today. And if you do that, you will pick up a wing. So, yeah, if you want to remain wingless, get someone else to come along, and then they can do the quest, and you can get the credit, so to speak. And of course, you can sit down and take a break. And actually, I can pop into the Forgotten Ark and show you what I mean. I did a candle run a few weeks ago, and streamed it, I mean, where I didn't actually go through a portal or go to home. Not by, using the portal option, because you can do an entire run just through there. Let's see if I can remember how to get to the Forgotten Ark. Where am I? I haven't been paying enough attention. That's the Starlight Desert, I think. Yeah. You can tell because it's purple. And this should be Forgotten Ark, I think. Yep. It's nicer when they have the days of bloom going on. Used to be able to ride the light. Oh, apparently not. Huh, did they change that mechanic? Oh no, there we go. Ride the rainbow. The quests for here are kind of gratifying because you basically open the area up. Not open it up, but it does become a little oasis, which is kind of nice. Oh, it looks like they could do with... almost twinning. But yeah, outside of this, it's just your typical blasted heath. Unless, of course, you're feeling brave. If you're feeling brave, you can go and play hide and seek with the dragon. Yeah, you can actually go and say hello to the dragon. I have to confess, I don't know why they put it there. It is not an area that is necessarily particularly likely for people to go and visit, but nonetheless, if you ever have the challenge, face the Dark Dragon, you can do it here. Hello, Sid. Never actually explored here. Normally it's just a case of come over here and then duck down until he goes past. Like one that on a lonesome road doth walk in fear and dread, and having once turned round walks on, and turns no more his head, because he knows a frightful fiend doth close behind him tread. And that's from the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. And that one, well, I haven't got the whole poem memorized. That one little part I have. Funny thing is, that boat, that gondola, actually takes you straight through there, but you don't get to see the Dark Dragon in the process, I don't think. I haven't had the cutscenes turned on in a very, very long time. After I completed the quest, the treehouse quest, I actually said, I think on Facebook somewhere, that it had become one of my favorite areas, and I very rarely go back there. I'm fickle, what can I say? I suppose one of the problems is if you only have limited time, and despite being retired and 60, I don't have as much time to play games as I might otherwise like. When you're streaming 6 or 7 hours a day, that kind of limits your options too. You don't necessarily get to come here just to look around and relax. It tends to be a bit of a rush. And we are back in the Hidden Forest. Let's go pop in and look at the treehouse. Yeah, once you get this place decorated, it's and I have, obviously, it's actually quite pleasant. And it isn't raining. Oh, that's nice. It does rain on a schedule, and I don't know whether that schedule only applies to people who have fully decorated the treehouse or not. And there are shortcuts to other areas, which I've never really bothered to learn. So I don't know off the top of my head where this leads. Don't normally have much case to use it. I have a suspicion that, you know, this looks like it would be a nice little sort of social gathering area, but you almost never see them used for that purpose. You know? I think they set up the cafe in principle as a sort of meeting place, and people just normally go there to get a cupcake and move on, I think. Now, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I was very surprised one day when I showed up at the theater in the Village of Dreams, and oh grief, two or three players were trying to organize a play, so to speak, based on one of the How to Tame Your Dragon movies. And that was terribly funny. There was they were trying to get everybody organized, so they were all at the same place in the script, and so that they all had their speaking roles. So yeah, this is a nice little spot. Well, talking of nice little spots, I am going to take a quick break for a couple of minutes. I will leave this up, so I will see you shortly. And I'm back. That's the first time I've taken an intermission without putting the intermission screen up in a very long time. Yeah, but when the sun's out, it's actually quite nice. Actually, I tell you what, it's not that bad here when it's raining. And people do come here to take a nap. Yeah, this is a nice little spot. there's a way to the boneyard from up here somewhere. Remember where it is. Again, I can't help but feel this is an underused location. Yeah, I can't remember which entrance takes you where. I very rarely have cause to go this way. Oh, here we go. I got lucky. Alright, we'll just have a little mosey round, see if anybody needs help. Times like this, a map showing where people are would be handy. One thing I have noticed about offering help in this game, some people can get very suspicious of you. Or at least they try and run away. And the fact is, in my experience, for the most part, people in the game will help you. If you suddenly if you see somebody with that sort of red symbol, meaning that they've started losing their wings, it's very common to see any number of people dashing to help. Sometimes irritatingly so, because you actually want to lose the light if you're wingless. And you got one of those tasks where you have to recharge from a light bloom or something. So. Hello? That wasn't me honking, was it? Oh no. Oh. Oh no, they're alright. At least I think they are. I swear sometimes you see nothing but, well, that's an exaggeration. You do tend to see quite a few moths who are lost, in trouble, and then other times you don't see any. Like today, I guess. So, I think in terms of sightseeing my favorite places, we've pretty much covered everything. In case anybody's wondering, I do not plan on rerunning Eden. I did that last weekend with this one. And then did a wing run. Not a complete wing run. There are 20 more wings that I could pick up. But I don't need to at this point. Oh, they know what they're doing. I'm technically can get, I think it's 238 wings. But the other 20 are not really worth my time. I'd have to go up through Eden, then do the Caves of Prophecy, and then do all the Red Shard events. When I first got 200, I had to, oh grief, do most of the Red Shard events. Yeah. Well, let's pop home. See if anything occurs to me. Yeah, pretty much. I think that's most of my favorite places. In fact, all of them, I think. The aviary, funnily enough, it's actually quite nice. Apparently, it's quite nice, apart from the fact that I just had a systems crash. Well, I had a... The game crashed on me. That is new behavior, by the way. That is slightly disturbing. It seems that they have a bug associated with crossing between portals, because that's the second time that's happened today. And I can tell you it wasn't happening earlier. So it could easily be a server problem. Yeah. Those who were with me earlier when that player had the Alice in Wonderland spell will have seen this from a completely different angle. Yeah, this is another underutilized spot. I think they set it up so people could come in and chat and not have to pay a candle for the privilege, and yeah, it doesn't seem to happen. Which is a shame. Yeah, and I finished the season, so that's one thing I don't have to worry about. Oh, they've got 200 wings. 200 plus, I should say. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Always thought that was very appropriate for that. That's Dylan Thomas. I think most people have a sort of love-hate relationship with this place. Oh, that was close. Yeah, they ran into trouble already. And I misjudged that one, but I got away with it. And no, I'm not going all the way up. And I always have to... used to come in here fairly regularly. Hazel Snow. I'm not actually going to go to Eden. I did that with this this account last week. I'm going to see whether I can get the shortcut to work, but a friend of mine says it does. I couldn't find it last week, but it is nice to come here and see everybody sometimes pulling together. The one that takes you up to Stormlock. Well, we have quite a gaggle of players. I only know of the one. So... seeing as I'm here, I might try it and see if I can pick up 10 more wings. Not that I really need them. I know you can fly. I know you can fly directly up here, and really good flyers can get all kinds of places. I'm going to try this again, not see if I can get it to work. Yeah, that person's doing it there. But, nah, I want to get to the lights before Stormlock, and the way we used to do it, which I'm sure you know, is to glitch through the wall down here, and then fly up through the clouds and just get through. Obviously it's not going to be my day. Last time I did this I got straight through first time. Not going to happen today. Come on. Okay, that's the first place you try. Second place you try is right here. There we go, this one. This one's famous. Well, I'm not going to try it on a live stream. I'm just curious to see whether this is still active or still possible. Like I said, Facebook was saying it's not there anymore, and a friend of mine said that it was. So I shall endeavour to try and find out. Yeah, but if you get it right, you don't lose any lights and you don't risk anything. I mean, most of the time I get through without a problem. And to be honest, with this number of wings, it doesn't matter if you do lose a bunch. Yeah. Used to be a way through pretty much. I think it was here. Well, like I say, I'm not going to try it right now. But no, the drop down used to be right about there, but I'm not. I don't want to turn this into. Let's move. Let me see if I can recover my wings. Yeah, it used to be as simple as drop. Just walk off the edge, drop down into the water, and then you just go this way. But apparently, it's not. It's simply not there. And that takes you back to the beginning. Yeah, I'll give it a try. No, normally it was fairly straightforward. And yeah, I'm sure you don't lose light if you're good, but I'm not. Yeah, I mean, that's easy enough. This is straightforward too. What? Did I do something wrong? Top of which pipe? The one I'm on? This one? I suppose you could just fly straight up there. That's the only one I've got. Wait. What, this way? I'm assuming you mean these rocks over there. Okay, I don't know what you mean by the elbow pipe. I literally don't know what you mean by the elbow pipe because... Oh, this one. 60 degrees... 90 degrees. 90 degrees would be that way. Is that correct? The way the... Yeah, so you would be saying fly straight that way. I don't know. I've never heard it called the elbow pipe. But that's fine. Assuming... So you don't mean fly this way. Because that's 90 degrees from that pipe. Whatever. You mean the bent pipe in front of me, yeah? The one that goes up and around like that, yeah? Yeah, that one. Gotcha. So if I go 90 degrees from the line of the pipe, that would be that way. Unless you mean 90 degrees this way. I think we're going to get an identification of where I'm supposed to fly here. Okay, just from the direction I'm going, if straight up there is 0 degrees, and then you go from 0 to 360 in the normal direction. Yeah, but okay, so straight ahead, 0, straight to my right would be 90 degrees, straight to my left would be 270 degrees, based on the compass. So that's why I said 90 degrees from that pipe would be that way. You mean that way, I assume. Nope, can't go that way. It doesn't appear to be able to. Right, which would be straight towards the dragon. I have to say that's less than successful. Not sure that really helped me. Well, didn't really go anywhere useful. Whoa, that is... Very glad I have some of these with me. I don't normally get to use them. I don't normally get to look around here anyway, so this is actually kind of interesting for me. Whoa, that is new sound effect to me. I never heard that before. Now, apparently it's my day to be playing with the dragons. You know, you almost ought to be able to fly up with the birds. They ought to keep you recharged. No, won't let you do that. Hello, Sid. Yeah, if I lose a wing in this area, it's typically here. But you could almost. No, you can't. Yeah, so the way I was trying to go originally, there used to be a way just to cut off this whole thing and get back up into right near Stormlock, but apparently you can't do it anymore, so... And I don't feel like... If I'm very lucky, I could do it. Seeing as I'm already going that way, I might as well. Yeah, this is why I don't like doing this kind of thing. Oh, I lost a wing. Never mind. Oops. If I'm very lucky, the missing wing won't be. It'd be kind of interesting to see where that missing wing went. Ah, it's over there. It's at the top. It's at the top. So, yeah, that's where my missing wing went. Oh dear, they're in trouble. That's my good deed for the day. Right, I think I'm going to bring this to an end. That was just me fiddling around. Yeah, my remaining easily available wings in there at the very top. I'll pick that up some other day. So... Sorry, Danny, I missed that comment. Hang on, where are we? I am supposed to be. Here we go. Yeah, no, that was just a little bit of fun on my part. I didn't have any plan except wander around, idly chat, recite a bit of poetry. And well, at the end, actually, arguably did help somebody. That's me paying it forward, I suppose. I will probably be back this evening. I'll be running either Soulframe or Warframe. Not sure which one yet. Don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow morning. This is the weekend. I deliberately don't schedule anything for the weekends, so that I have the option of simply taking the time off. Thank you everybody for watching. Hope you all have a great weekend. I will see you next time.